Connecticut's Back to School Authority. And as the first day of school approaches, cities and towns are looking for input from parents. Channel 3's Caitlin Francis looked into some of the surveys being conducted right now to see where parents stand in terms of sending their kids back to school during the COVID era.
Many schools across the state have been looking for feedback, so they're surveying parents leading up to the first day of school.
Our focus in surveying the parents initially was really to get a sense of how many intended to return to send their kids back to school.
That's true for most school systems, including Wallingford.
We had survey results. We did it at the end of June. We did a survey that closed right before the 4th of July. And we just wanted to know, based on the information parents had at that time, what were they thinking about having in terms of sending their students back to school? Overwhelmingly, it was about between a 75-25% split that most of the parents did want to send their students back to school. And then there were a group that didn't. And then there were a lot of maybes. And the maybes are the ones that really we want to speak to. It's kind of like if you're running for an election, those undecided votes. You want to speak to the maybes because you want to know what is the maybe about.
Wallingford just sent another parent survey out to see where things stand as the school start date approaches. Old Lyme is doing the same, but they initially saw much higher numbers, 90%, in favor of sending students back into school buildings.
They do intend to send their children back to school. Now, of that 90%, many made it clear that that's based on what they're seeing and hearing right now. Again, if things change, if the health data changes, that position may change and our position may change. Of the 10% who said they weren't yet comfortable sending their children back to school, the sentiment was pretty much the same. That was based on the situation as it currently stands.
Other questions in these brief surveys include, will you be sending your child to school on the school bus? And will your child be buying lunch from the school cafeteria? They also want to know if there's a parent responsibility to physically head back to work, or if obtaining childcare is playing a role in any of these decisions. Many schools are holding Google Meets and Zoom calls to have discussions safely with families.
It works best if you have questions, type them into the chat room or into the chat, not the chat room, into the chat, and we will answer. We'll go through and answer those questions throughout the presentation.
One of the top questions schools have been getting from parents is about face masks.
The biggest thing goes back to the masks, and will the youngest students, will my child be able to wear a mask all day? Will they, are they going to get in trouble for not wearing the mask? Are they, and so it's helping them understand that. In my update yesterday, I put in 2 links to some information about mask wearing and conversations with students and getting them used to wearing them in social settings now rather than the first day of school.
But both schools are moving forward with plans to reopen, with the idea of being flexible and expecting things to change.
Our plan is to have a full reopening and to offer the opportunity for every student to return. We recognize that not everyone will take us up on that offer, but we believe that we are right now able to provide a safe in-person learning environment for all of our students. We will also offer, because one of the options is obviously if parents choose to opt out.
We are committed to making sure that they are safe and that our teachers are safe. We have no other reason to want to do that. They are our family. And none of us are going to do wrong by our family.
I'm Caitlin Francis, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.